Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where we bring you everything TCG. My name is Sam and I'm here today with Preston.
Hello.
I was like, oh no, the audio cut out. This is horrible.
No, we're good.
We're good. And we're here. Today is Monday and we're here with Meta Monday actually on Monday. It's a
You
holiday.
see, when I show up, it
Yeah.
comes out on time.
Yeah. Shout out Preston because when I'm running the show, everything is late and on not on time. So we all have skills. It's not one of mine. Meta Monday is our recording segment where we go over meta decks. We look through Twitter, anything that has won a decent tournament or anything that was interesting that we saw and we want to talk about. We do. We found this Twitter post last month. The count is by G2G2 underscore G2G2. They'll be down in the description down below. We had a 98 winner participation and then 2 runner-ups, so a 100-man tournament. And we have the winners. Shout out them.
Yes.
Appreciate the guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And let's get right into the decks. The third and fourth place, we had the first list, and it is a Zoro list. Preston, as a pretty strong and lover of Zoro, how do you what excites you about this list?
This deck is super aggressive. I don't think they play anything for defense.
Yep.
Like,
Well, Chopper.
they're not, I mean, he's there, but I'm not playing Chopper when I play this deck. I'm trying to go second, and I'm trying to play Sanji or
Yeah.
Sai,
Yeah. Yeah.
the other Sanji. Or Vivi. Like, it has so many low drops that I'm trying to go in on the leader every attack. It's so aggressive. They have both of the two drop 4Ks
Yeah.
with Zoro. Those two cards are going into leader. Obviously playing Nico Robin because she's a menace.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Everything except for Sai and Vivi are searchable with Nami. Oh, there's Otama too.
Tama, yeah.
But so technically you could miss, but with the large amount of Straw Hats, you shouldn't. And then obviously your rushers. Diable Jambe is just proving our point that this deck is trying to hit face every single attack.
Yeah.
You're pumping your guys with your leader, and then you're attacking into leader and occasionally dropping a Jambe in there to make sure that they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Disgusting list. Absolutely would play this
Yeah.
and just attack leader 6 times.
Yeah, you touch everything. It was funny. I saw the list and I was putting it together so slowly because I was like, "That's so weird. Are there no 2-drop straw hats? Why would he play this?" And I'm like, "Oh, he could play playing this instead." Then I clicked in my head, like, "Oh, we're going
Yeah,
face. This is
return.
the Hearthstone Hunter version One Piece deck here. You're going
Yeah,
face. You're only going face, and you have embedded defense because you need to clear their board. And if they don't clear your Zoro board, they're gonna lose. So inevitably, Sai, Vivi, these are gonna be blockers because they're gonna take an attack. They're gonna
right.
take an attack, so you're probably gonna have a lot of life, I'd imagine. So when you
They're
play this,
very good
they're
distractions.
distractions, and when you play this deck, make sure you don't run out of cards in your hand. They're probably not going to hit a lot of your face because they're going to be trying to survive. But I can
Mhm,
see this deck running out of resources, so manage your resources. Don't go too crazy.
mhm.
But I know you want to. This deck looks like a lot of
Yeah,
fun. You're going face, and
I'm
I get it.
I'm so sure this person runs out of a hand and they have four
Yeah,
cards on board and they're
yeah,
like, I don't care if I don't have a hand
yeah.
because I'm gonna win next turn.
Yeah, that's
So
yeah. Keep that in mind. Have fun. This is definitely a have fun type of deck.
yeah, considering that they got third or fourth in this tournament,
It works.
uh, it works. And you'll see the first and second place deck later.
Yeah.
There's a reason why this probably got third or fourth.
Yeah, I think the
But
matchups were a little rough there. I'm
yeah,
guessing they were on the
exactly.
same skill level too, so that matchup was probably really tough.
Yeah.
And the other third, fourth deck is Dofi himself. Dofi's really fun, different leader, and it's cool to see him here. I think a lot of the cards aren't too striking. I think the Jinbei is something that I don't think we've covered in Meta Monday. Jinbei is a on 4 2k power, place one character with a cost of 3 or less to owner's bottom deck. Trigger play this card. And the reason I don't think you see this card a lot is because he's not a warlord. For some reason, he's not a warlord. This one's a straw hat. That part always made me mad.
In
Yeah,
blue at that.
I blew at that. But I think this list is really cool. I think the curve is nasty. I think Virgo into Dofi into Mihawk might be one of the best curves. Really powerful.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And you like playing blue.
I do, yeah.
How does this compare, or not like, I mean, you've been our designated blue player, I guess. How does this compare in your mind? Do you think that this plays well in a comparison to the Centauro build, or
It's
like,
different. It's
right?
different. I think it's. I think this caters to maybe a more specific tournament. Um, I think this is probably more consistent. I think I like my own tempo versus tempo control, and I think that's what this is tempo control. You're running four teach. You're playing the Jinbei. You're playing Alvita. A lot of cards that are sending cards away. And I prefer having tempo on the board with Sentomaru. So I think it's just a play style difference, and I think that Dofi lets you play that way. I think a lot of the core is still here. You're playing four of the Star Deck Mihawks. You're playing Gecko Moria. You're playing Boa Hancock. You're playing the SR Dofi, the 3-drop. Like, those are the core of the deck that I think no matter what, you're probably going to be playing this in your Dofi list. The difference is the defense, and it's pretty cool. I think Spot is the only card I probably couldn't. Probably the only card I couldn't let go of. Spot just gives you so much control. Has a good trigger effect. It lets you change your peep around. Other than that, I definitely am really excited to try something different. I feel like I've been playing that same Dofi deck for a while now, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree on all points.
Yeah, four Mihawks though is I would ask them immediately if I ever saw them in person. Like, four Mihawks, you have so much peep. I feel like four Mihawks might be too much, but he took third or fourth,
I mean,
third or
2K
fourth.
counter still, right?
No. The 9-drop. There's four 9 drop.
Oh, 9-drop. I thought you were talking about the 4-drop. Yeah, the 9-drop is wild.
That's so wild to me. But then
Yeah.
again, maybe he's playing 2 or 3. I don't. Yeah, that's brutal.
Yep.
And then the second place deck itself, Kaido. Kaido has been either, if not the second most leader featured on this channel. And I think this list is getting very, very common.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard build. I think it mirrors a lot of the ones that we've already seen, like you said. Your Kaidos are pretty standard. We don't see the SR King, which is weird, from the set.
Yeah.
But maybe that just is a tournament specific thing. They know they're local.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Fukurukuji, long ear boy. Yeah. He's a pretty high count. I think he's usually a little bit lower to make room for like King or something like that.
Sure.
But this is pretty standard.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me. I think this is going to be. I've probably said this before, but this is going to be a very standard Kaido. It's 4 Blast Breath, 2 Boga, 4 Nagashima, and it's usually to the T this. You'll see ulti over Jack and Sasaki because of the speed of ulti. That is the only difference, and that is why she's being played. You play her and you get ramp. Easy, done. You're going to see 8 of these blockers with 4 Uda and 4 Queen stalling to get to your late game. Probably the big difference to me is no bullets. Bullet has been a card that has been growing and growing and growing. Same thing with long ears as well. It's usually at a 2 count. He's right about that. But 2 bullets has also been very, very, very common. Giving you that double attack, being able to take an extra life really quickly, comboing with your leader effect is very unreturnable. Assuming if you're at that late game, then you've already just lost. But does not shock me to see this Kaido and this list do well. It's very good.
So yeah, this is going to be a standard even in
Even in
when
the
it comes
next
out,
set.
and yeah,
Even in the next set, I don't.
even
see
the
this
next
going
set,
down.
yeah.
There's not a lot of answers. Like, if you draw well with Kaido, you're gonna see success. If you see Onigashima, you're gonna have success. And there's nothing in that new set that's really gonna hurt. Maybe black. You have ways to actually remove this Kaido now, but that's if you get that far.
Yeah,
That's if you
and
get that far.
yeah, when the US set comes out, I feel like this is gonna run the US meta also. So
I'm gonna play this. Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna play this. This is great. And then the winner itself, Law. Probably a shocker to some because I feel like we haven't featured a lot of Law, but he won a 100-man tournament. So cool, and the first card that I have to mention because he's been getting so much drama and so many asked about his effects. That's Basil Hawkins, and he's at a 4 count.
Yeah. And I think that might also be the lack of thrust pad in their meta, I'm assuming, based off of what we normally see in blue decks and what we play in blue decks is we don't play thrust pad. I'm still under the assumption that Hawkins restands no matter what, based
Yep.
off of everything that I found.
Yep.
We'll be looking and asking head judges every chance we get until we get an official ruling from
Yep.
Bandai.
And keep doing that because all your local tournaments will probably be a little different depending on what their their understanding of the rules are, and that's the head judges
Mhm.
ability and choice to do. But I'm guessing that that was not a ruling for this tournament, and I'm guessing Hawkins was restanding because there's four of this guy. And
Yeah,
running 4 count of a card without combo power means that this guy was essential and crucial to Law's success at this tournament, which is awesome.
a lot of cards with no combo in this deck also.
Kiku as well. Didn't even notice
Yeah,
that.
Law, Luffy,
Yep.
Okiku,
Yep.
Chopper's a blocker, so that doesn't
Yeah.
really
Same with
count,
same.
but it kind of,
Yeah. Same with
yeah.
Denji.
But it looks almost close to like a 50-50 split on that side. Jet Pistol is just on your turn, so it's a very interesting build, but this is also the build I expected to see out of this law, being I can search everything, I can pick up everything. As long as I play my searches in the correct order, I should never miss.
Yeah.
That is the tough part about this deck,
Yep.
is you have 12 searchers to search about 12 cards or so.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Some are less.
sometimes,
Some are less because there's no Rush Zoro in this list. Not even at a low
right.
count. So we have less Straw Hats, less Supernovas.
Mhm.
Yeah. In Law is at least in my experience, is a very hard leader to play because can be very inconsistent. But it won a 100-man tournament, which is so exciting to me. But yeah, Okiku, Momo, and Otama is a really cool Wano engine.
Yeah.
Zach definitely had a couple of these Wano
Mhm.
engines integrated in his law. I think he was playing Raizo instead of Okiku, but I think Okiku definitely offers you more options. You're able to rest 5 costs or less as well, which are 90% of your blockers.
Yeah.
So you're very aggressive. You're swapping it in and out as well. Um, yeah,
Yep.
this is a pretty cool lineup.
Yeah. And I think as the skill level grows, Green Red Law has the most versatility
Yeah.
so far that I can see. Because his effect isn't specific, right? It doesn't say
Nope.
you have to swap a supernova or whatever.
Nope.
It's just a red for a green
Yep. Yep. Red for a green. When you have
or a
five.
green for a red.
Yep. When you have five on the
Um,
board. Yeah, it's pretty. It's just swarmy. You have to
yeah,
be swarm. You have to run low costs, but there are
which,
good
yeah,
red and green low costs, so this is not an issue. We're getting more in the next set.
yeah.
So it's only going to get better. I would say the same for Red Green Luffy as well. It says Supernova or Straw Hat, but
Mhm.
those are pretty universal. There are a ton of good Supernova Straw Hats, so
Right.
they're going to just keep getting boasted and they're going to get better when we get better with the game. So yeah, definitely exciting to see Law pop out and just pop off on this tournament, especially
Yeah.
against a deck, if you ask me, would have probably been 60-40. Like Kaido, I'd imagine, has the advantage.
Yeah,
But you get him quick. Get him quick.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fun.
this is the low curve deck. Everything is below 5 cost except for 9 cards. Um, so you're definitely hitting that law effect often because you're just going to swarm the board,
Yep.
get those on play effects multiple times, protect your stuff that's valuable to you.
Yep.
Really good deck, and that's why it won.
That's why I won. Try your Hawkins out. Maybe we were a little too early to dismiss Hawkins. Try him out. He's definitely really strong removing. This is probably a key piece in removing like Uda, key piece
Mhm.
in removing maybe even queens.
Yeah.
Because you normally don't want to invest in saving your queens, but maybe you have to against guys like this. But
Mhm.
then again, he restands, and you have to defend him again, which
Yep.
sucks.
Yeah.
And
So he's
guessing
definitely
Uda,
rising in value.
yeah, and on block, so you couldn't even use this effect to unstand the restanded to Hawkins either. Dang, that's kind of
Right.
nasty. Fun deck, fun tournament. I'm so happy they got to share that. Bunch of cool decks. Let us know, guys, in the comments. Which deck was your favorite? Which tech are you gonna try? Did you like that really aggressive Zoro? Because we sure did. It looked really fun to play.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, guys. If you did watch our last video, we are still changing our fight night. So if you are playing a deck that you want to see us try, let us know. Send a link from Dev down in the comments. Especially if it's set 2 infused, we definitely want to try some set 2.
Absolutely.
Thank you again so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Later.